no one provides any good or service for anything other than money. Let me reiterate that. No one provides any good or service for anything other than money. This is called capitalism. You know, a big misconception is that, these capitalists, these capitalism guys, these capitalism advocates, basically their claim is that when left to its own devices, that capitalism will automatically, naturally balance itself and provide, social safety nets and fair wealth distribution and things of that nature. But that's not the case. You see, Walmart doesn't provide food because it cares about whether the citizens starve or not. They provide food because it makes them money. I shouldn't even have to be saying this, but there's actually people that think that these corporations are not even really just the corporations, but pretty much any person that's in anything, any sort of business. And all business is, don't have to get too technical with this. All business is anything involving money, But if it's in capitalism, which people devote their entire lives to, because let's face it, you kind of have to. Gotta pay to exist and that type of thing. But in capitalism, people provide goods or services for money. They don't care about the well-being of society. It's like if something else made more money than providing food, water, or shelter, then these entrepreneurs, these investors, these opportunists, these capitalists, they would just go do that thing. They would leave whatever their investors and entrepreneurs and opportunists and capitalists would leave their industries or their fields to go do something else if it made them more money, regardless if their field or service, their good or service, is essential to society. Because it's not about that. You gotta remember. But, these capitalists, they're saying that in capitalism, that the market automatically corrects itself, the economy corrects itself, and that sort of thing, and what people want will stay, and what people don't want will die, will end, will be abolished. But that's just simply not the case, because what we have is crony capitalism, where these corporations, the government, in cahoots, if, let's say, there's businesses and no one wants to go there. No one wants to go there. So they go bankrupt. Well, you know what happens? They get a bank bailout. They get bailed out by the bank. So what happens? Another one of these bullshit wastes of space just pop up, and then another one, then another one. So now you're allocating resources, you're allocating capital to something that is obsolete and is pointless, that no one wants. But you're still saying that, we have to allocate the money and our revenue to things that society needs and society wants. But you're doing the exact opposite. I don't understand. In capitalism is a fucking system that you can see 100 million of the same damn thing just because it's about competition. It's not actually, see, that's the thing, it's not actually about what society needs by being a productive member of society, that type of thing. That's not a thing. That's just some bullshit lie myth to make it look like this shit flows all perfectly. Hell no. You know, you're talking about taxes and debt. This shit runs off of debt. You know, it's not, you know, because you see, it is not from the benevolence of the butcher or the brewer or the baker that we expect our dinner, but it's from their regard for their own interests. See, Big Pharma could care less if you die. I mean, if you don't have enough money to pay for the medication or the treatment, then sorry. You know, Walmart could care less if you starve. You don't have enough money for the food. Too bad, man. Sounds like a personal problem. You know, people have this, you know, this misconception, this false notion that these corporations, these businesses, these corporate entities have their best interests in mind. You know, the whole point of it is making profit. It's about a bottom line. That's what it's about. You know, I'm not saying this because I'm just all cynical and fucking, I just have a bunch of hatred inside of me. I'm not saying that that's not true, but I'm not saying this because of that. That's just the name of the game. And the game is called what? Capitalism. You know, they don't give a damn. You know, it's like drug dealers. Give a damn if the drug's gonna kill you. I know that you're gonna pay for it because I'm exploiting the fact that drugs are very addictive and very addicting. And yet you're gonna keep coming back and giving me money for the drugs. You're gonna give me money for said drugs, so I'm going to sell them to you. And I'm going to make money. Because in capitalism, merit is not tied to income. That's another thing that people have to get in their fucking thick fucking skulls. That merit is in no way in this equation. Nowhere. It's nowhere in the equation. Nowhere did I say that you have to be a good person to make a certain amount of money, or that if you work hard, work a certain amount of hard, you work a certain amount of hours that you're going to make this amount of money. Hell no. Hell no. I didn't say hard work don't equal success. Hard work don't equal more money. Fuck that bullshit. Let's get that out of the way. You know how a lot of these big time monopoly, the people that made these monopolies back in the 1800s, you know how a lot of them started robbing banks. They look just like me right now, you know, masked up, man. You know why is this guy rich? Well, you know, oh man, he worked hard, man. He deserved his money, man. He worked hard, man. He worked hard. Well, if you look back to his heritage, you know, you would see that, well, his father was rich. His father was rich. His father robbed a bank. His father owned slaves, you know? That type of thing. That's why he's rich. That's another thing. Like, a lot of the owners of these monopolies, you know, and the driving forces of these industries that seem rigged because, you know, they are, you know, legislation, all that bullshit, lobbying, and, you know, that type of thing. But a lot of the driving forces in these industries, they benefit from a system that is no longer in place. It's like, well, the reason why the economy's so good is because at once upon a time, you know, we owned slaves. I mean, you can't just own slaves now, you know what I mean? So it's like they're telling you that the reason why they got there is because they worked hard, but that's not the case at all. You fucking enslaved some people to do the hard work for you, and then you took the credit. That's capitalism. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. That's what it is. I don't give a damn if the whole damn populace starves. They don't give a damn if they're stupid. Can I manipulate them to buy shit, whether they need it or not, or whether it's detrimental to their health? mentally, physically, whatever. That's what it's about. That's it. In this game, it's about a bottom line. It's about profits, profit margins, and shit like that. You know, doesn't matter about any other shit or who cares about it. That's why you have $3,000 pairs of shoes and people starving in the street. I mean, that's obviously why. You know, it's kind of scary that society buys into the notion that the market will naturally provide a safety net for its citizens. You know, it's kind of scary that the only reason why some people are even eating, you know, some people even have food and water and basic necessities, is because at this point in time, you know, it's profitable. What if that just stops happening? Which, you know, eventually will, you know. Eventually, the game's going to change. The game's changing right now, and you can't beat progression, man. You can't beat progression. Because at some point, people are going to have to realize that all of these benefits, the benefits for society that are involved, that are a consequence of these goods and services, are an unintended consequence, an unintended side effect. The benefits that society gets from these goods and services are an unintended side effect. You know, when people say trickle down economics, create more jobs. What are jobs? Them damn illegals taking my fucking job. Damn wetbacks and ragheads and niggers and spits and fucking Jews and fucking, you know, what the fuck, man? And it's like, dude, you're a fucking idiot. You're a moron. You know what trickle down economics is? You know what's trickling down? The piss from the bourgeoisie. That's what's trickling down, you know, on your fucking cinder block head. That's what it is. Oh yeah, by the way, it's not an illegal or an alien or wetback or spick or a raghead or a nigger or a sand nigger or a fucking, you know, whatever the fuck you want to call it, Jews, the fucking, any fucking, you know, pejorative or, you know, any word that you want to say, thing you want to call these people, it's not them taking your jobs. It's machines, bitches. Automation, AI, robots. You know what? It's happening, and it's going to continue to happen whether you like it or not. You know? And then another thing is, with these fucking banks, you know, you're getting these loans and, you know, taking out these mortgages and all this shit. You know, all this shit is a scam. Because if you give a man a gun, he can rob a bank. But if you give a man a bank, he can rob the world. You know, that's essentially what it is. That's what it is. A bunch of scams, but you know, oh man, they're the man, so they can do it. Yeah, man. More jobs, man. We need more jobs, man. Them damn illegals. They keep taking all the damn jobs. They taking all the damn jobs. Because yeah, we want wage slavery, more wage slavery. That's what we want. Yeah. Thing about it is, man, you hard-working stiffs, you hard work establishment system dick riders, one day y'all gonna have to accept that wage slavery and this old 9 to 5 for 40 years, you know, live 4 to 8 years of a shitty life when you're all old and broke down, and then dying, paying bills in between and taxes in between. You know, that shit is gonna be over with, man. That shit's gonna become obsolete. And then you're gonna have to adapt, man. Because just like these businesses, like Blockbuster and Circuit City and Toys R Us and Sears and all these other big ass, and Kmart, you know, all these places like that. Know why they went into bankrupt? You know why they went out of business? Because they failed to adapt. And if you fail to adapt, if you don't adapt, your demise is coming very soon. Whether you like it or not, no matter how inflated your ego is. Because you can't beat progression. Doesn't matter how unsinkable you think your ship is, doesn't matter how invincible you think that your empire is. All of these people thought that they were the shit. They thought their plan was impenetrable. But you know, this goes to show that can't be progression, man. You adapt or you die.